right, we're nearly there.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Share the Love Sundays. I see you, Angela. Hello, thank you for coming.
Yes.
If you're here, say hello in the chat. We'd love to greet you. And we're sitting down today with Heather, Kenny, and Elias, otherwise known as Nomadic Trio. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Lovely to have you on. We're so excited you're here. And can we just start off by you just telling us a little bit about yourselves and why you started a YouTube channel?
Well, I don't know why we started a YouTube. No, we started a YouTube channel. We started a YouTube channel because we're kind of unique. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of full-time RVers on YouTube. But I think the difference with us is we're one of those full-time RVers that we're not independently wealthy. We don't have an online career where we make, $60,000 a year or anything like that. We both teach online through OutSchool and YouTube. And the thing with us that makes us special, I think, is for a long time we made excuses as to why we couldn't do this. And eventually we stopped making excuses why we couldn't do it and started coming up with excuses as to why we could do it. And so our thing is we kind of want to show people that, you can do this even if you're not selling a $250,000 house before you do it. Before we started, we were renting a house and we just took baby steps to get to where we are. And we're kind of living our dream now, and so we're able to do that without a lot of money.
That's
amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because I'm sure a lot of people would like to do it, but they just think, oh well, I need to stay locally because of my job, or I just don't have the cash to do it. But it's amazing to see how you guys have made it work, because when you've got a dream, you've got to pursue it, haven't you?
You do. And like I said, I think about 2 weeks before we bought our travel trailer, about 2 weeks before we bought it, I remember sitting in the truck with Heather and I said, I would love to do that, but it's just not realistic. And 2 weeks later, we bought a travel trailer.
Wow.
Wow.
That is amazing. Now, guys, my big question is about the downsizing. There's you two, little Elias, and two big dogs.
There is.
How do you all fit into a travel trailer, and what did you have to chuck out in order to accommodate
everything? So we talk about this all the time. We tell people that was probably the most freeing feeling that we've ever felt. You have all this stuff. We're together for 12 years. So there's people that have more stuff than us, but wow, did we have stuff that you just, every time you move, you put into closets. And you never see it. It just, you have to have it for some reason. You have storage buildings. And as you start going through it, you're like, oh, I don't want to get rid of it. I'm going to need this. But I haven't for 2 years. I've never seen it. And we finally were just like, okay, let's make piles. Donate, trash, keep. Went through those piles, 3 times?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
And finally, the third time, we're like, don't even look in that box. Get rid of it. It was... Everything we own is in this trailer with us. And this trailer is small. It is amazing.
Do you know what, Heather?
Or anything.
Yeah, when I came to America, the same thing happened. I mean, my mum and dad were horrified at all the things I was moving to their house, and in the end had to stop. And I had to get rid of so much stuff. And I think in the past, it always stressed me out that I'd open a cupboard and everything would fall out, and I'd never get the enthusiasm or the courage to throw things out. But once I did, it was like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders.
It was. Yeah, it was extremely freeing. I mean, to just get rid of that stuff. And I think that was actually one of the healthiest things that we got out of all of this. We just stopped holding on to junk and we started realizing we didn't need all of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Elias has the most stuff, obviously. He has his own little corner. And that has stuff, but he also, we're not here often. We're traveling, we're outside, we're checking out things. So even he doesn't need a lot of toys like most kids. We have, whenever somebody asks for his birthday or Christmas, we tell them the types of things we want instead of just get him anything, because he's not here and we don't have the room for it. So it's really worked for us.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the little corner he has. You did a video of his little corner, and it is the sweetest thing. I think any child would love that, because he's got his little book corner, and then his bed, and then his little toy corner, and it's just so perfect.
I always tell people there was a lot of love that went into the remodel of this travel trailer, because it didn't look like this originally.
No,
it
we've seen the transformation. It's beautiful. Like seeing you guys there, you wouldn't think you were in a travel trailer.
Well, that's the thing. That's what we wanted to feel like. We realized we were moving into a small space, and we wanted it to feel like home still. We didn't want it to feel like a travel trailer. We wanted wanted to come in and it feel like a home, and it certainly does.
That's amazing, isn't it? Because like when you're moving around so much, it's like, where is home? Like, where is your roots? And do you feel like you do have roots in this travel trailer?
I think we do, and I think we've both become really good at, I guess you could say, kind of setting down roots everywhere we go. We make connections with the people that either run the campground, or even in the areas that we travel to. We've met some really great people in our travels, and so I kind of feel like we have roots everywhere we go. It's not like we're doing that rootless living. We make friends and we make connections everywhere we go, and that's really awesome, because before this we were both kind of introverts, and it's kind of broken us out of our shells.
Believe it or not.
I find that so hard to believe.
My jaw just hit the floor there, guys, because you guys are so funny and outgoing. You appear to be,
and natural on camera as well.
Well, and like I said, it really drew us out of our shells, and I think even at we'll say 25 years old, even at our age, that was a big thing, because I think we both needed that. We needed that to actually get out of our shells and get out of our comfort zone, and it's really brought us both a long ways.
Oh,
perfect.
That's wonderful. And I want to ask you more questions about that. But before we get there, let's say hi to everyone in the chat, because I see you all talking. Hello, Dad. Dad's here.
I'm trying to figure out how to get in the chat, and I couldn't. I was looking on my phone without being like rude and trying to stare at my phone. I don't know how to look at the chat.
You're fine. But make sure you mute it. Otherwise, we get this like weird playback. That's happened to us a couple of times where we forgot to mute it. Lockdown travelers are here. They say, it's an excellent idea. It's such a great feeling once it's gone. All the stuff.
They did the same as you guys, sold up and
And they said that they haven't seen your channel yet, but they're excited to check it out.
You guys have got quite a lot in common, so that would be awesome for you two.
It would be.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to meet other full-time RVers. We've done that a couple of times in our travels, people that do the same thing as us, and that's always fun, and talk about the similarities and what you have in common. That's always a fun time.
Oh, it must be so interesting, and you must get ideas about where you'd like to go and what campgrounds you want to stay in, and
and where not to go.
Where not to go.
I mean, who else have we got in the chat, Lucy, before I ask them?
Oh yes, Angela says he is adorable. I assume that's about Elias, but it could be about you, Kenny.
Sorry.
Well, we've fully acknowledged that Elias is the star of our channel, and people probably just come to watch him.
That's why we made sure he didn't take a nap, so he could be here, because we figured nobody would want to watch.
He's so cute.
Hi, Elias.
Hello.
I feel a little bit starstruck.
We do too.
And they want to see around the RV. Lockdown travelers want to see the corner. Dad says, can we have a look around? Oh, hello, Rog. Thank you for coming. And is that possible, guys, to have a look around your
There's a dog in his room right now. Because we have a dog that snores very, very loud. We figured y'all wouldn't want to hear that. So we put him in Elias's room.
We do have a whole video, though. We have a whole video from when we remodeled, from what it looked and what it looked like then, not what
Oh.
it looks like today because we didn't clean, because you can only see behind us. So
Yes,
We
that's
do that
true.
it's like, it looks good back here, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
got you.
perhaps you guys can send us the link to some of your videos where you
Yeah, absolutely.
show us around your trailer, and we'll put those in the comments or the description so
Yeah.
everyone
Absolutely.
can watch those.
Yeah,
That would
Absolutely.
be nice. And speaking of puppies, I can hear mine scratching to go out. So
Okay.
you just man the chat for a second.
Yes, I'll man the chat. I'm up for it. Angela, hi Angela. Where do you guys put your Christmas tree? And she says your family is beautiful.
And thank you. We put our Christmas tree inside my parents' house. That's what we did this year. we just went out the other day and got one. That's where we're at right now. We're in their driveway.
Oh, so your parents now. I was going to ask you where you guys are at.
Yeah.
So we're here for 3 weeks. We're gonna spend Thanksgiving with them, have an early Christmas, and we went and got a tree because I am obsessed with Christmas. It is my favorite time of year, and after everything going on this year, I really, really need it. I need that cheer. I need that family time. So we don't have room. We could put a small one in here, but the dogs would knock it over daily. So we're just gonna enjoy that.
Because you guys mentioned it. We're doing this with Elias and then 2 big dogs. We have a Great Dane, and then we also have a overweight pit bull that kind of run. We're in 29 feet here. So when you put a Great Dane and an overweight dog in here
And a toddler.
it can be kind of hard to move around sometimes. So that's why we spend a lot of time outside. So I always told Heather, because I know Christmas is a big deal for her. I said, we've got an outside. And we've got outlets on the outside of the trailer. I said, if you want to get a Christmas tree, we'll put it outside. We'll put it under the awning, and our Christmas tree will be outside so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
That's kind of our thing. We like to share. So everybody in the campground can see our Christmas tree.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
that's a lovely
We're lucky
idea.
enough this year we're lucky enough this year to be around family though. So
that's so important, isn't it? Yeah, that's lovely. And if you want some tips on how to really decorate your home and garden, my take on home and garden, Angela's channel is the one you should check out.
The Christmas stuff going on there right now is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
That's
It'll
awesome.
blow your mind. It's wonderful.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, check it out. So it's you sort of touched on this, but it must be wonderful that you can be outdoors so much, and with your little boy, to give him that chance. A lot of kids are in big cities, and especially during lockdown, sometimes the parks are closed. It must be wonderful to go out in the countryside and explore and be a little bit more free.
It certainly is, and I think that's one of the reasons we did this. We decided when Elias came along that we wanted his childhood, at least his early part of his childhood, to be different. We wanted him to explore and see different places. And I kind of had the explorer bug going on and the traveling bug going on even before me and Heather met.
Right.
And Heather never really got to travel that much, and so that I think we decided. I love you, Bub Bub. I think we decided that we wanted Elias to be able to see as much as possible. He is a very loving child.
Yeah.
So bless him.
And he always seems so happy in the videos.
Yeah. And he really is. That's not just fake. He really is a really, really happy kid.
Yeah. You don't just edit those bits out.
Yeah.
We have to edit Layla out sometimes.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point though, because I'm sure one of the things that stops people from doing what you guys are doing is the thought that it would be claustrophobic if you've got children or pets or something like that, but actually you've got the whole world, haven't you?
We do.
Do you ever feel claustrophobic, or does that connection to outside just stop that?
We do. And the worst for me was in the winter. We were in Boone, North Carolina, in the dead of winter. So it was freezing cold. It was ice. It was rain. It was wet. We could not go outside. He was really small. And that's when I started feeling like a little claustrophobic. And then the pandemic happened. So then we couldn't go anywhere. So me and Elias stayed in this trailer for months, literally months, nowhere. Kenny would go to work, do what we needed to do, the grocery shopping. That was rough because you couldn't go out. And that's when we started finding ways to get out hiking that people weren't at. So it takes a little planning, but it does happen. Yeah, I think it happens in any household. Here it could be a little more often if you're not careful.
Yeah, because I mean the same thing happened when we lived in a giant house too.
Yeah,
of course.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, you know, where's the favorite place you've been so far, and where are you planning to go next?
What's your favorite place?
I think my favorite, well, I don't know. So it was Kentucky, period. We went to 2 different areas, south and north, and it was beautiful. I had never seen the skies like that, the sunsets, and oh man. But then we went to Pigeon Forge, and they're really expensive in Tennessee, but that was, and I think it was because it was Christmas, like Christmas lights had just gone up and everything, and that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think Kentucky was my favorite.
Oh.
That was there was a lot of stuff to do there. Like Heather said, it's beautiful, and I never realized how beautiful Kentucky was.
Yeah,
it is. It's so green, isn't it?
It
And all
is.
those white picket fences with the horses in the fields.
Yeah.
It is
There's
beautiful.
horses and cows everywhere.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. There's lots to do, and one minute you can be out in the middle of nowhere on like a road where you're passing tractors, and the next minute you're in downtown Louisville, you know. And you're exploring things like the Big Four Bridge and Louisville Slugger Museum and stuff like that. I think that was we had a lot of fun in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But
that's great.
Heather's got the plans for us through the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh, you're the planner, Heather. So where are you planning to go?
Well, I'm getting stressed out because we're only planned through January 15th. And I'm like, that's going to be hard. We got to get on this. But we've got Georgia next. We're going to Savannah, Georgia for a week.
Oh, I love Savannah.
See, we've never been. We've heard so much about it. And I like the small town feel. Yeah. So, and it'll be around Christmas time. So I'm hoping that small town feel will be Christmas like in the movies, but we'll see.
Oh, gosh, I think it will. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
And then we'll head down to Florida.
Yeah, me too.
Then we'll head down to Florida, Jacksonville for a couple days, and then we'll go to Pensacola for a month where his parents are. So we'll spend a little time with them for Christmas, and then we'll move on. So.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, that certainly does sound wonderful. Let me just look in the chat and see what's going on. Lockdown travelers say maybe we'll cross paths one of these days.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Oh, lockdown travelers. Oh, Lucy, you can ask. That's okay. The dog is still alive.
It's a good thing this is live, right?
Okay, Lucy, ask your question.
Sorry, I was just curious about where lockdown travelers are right now and what your plans are too. If you could pop that in the chat if you're still there. Let's see, where are we at in the chat?
Up to Angela.
Oh, Angela would love to move to Kentucky, gorgeous land, and she says Savannah is beautiful. It's so interesting. I've never been.
Oh, love all the history and everything. Yeah, it's very stunning.
I'm a huge history buff, so I love getting to these places that are like that have
you two
that deep roots in history. Yeah, I'm really excited about Savannah.
Yeah,
I might change my vote from Kentucky to Savannah when we get there.
Well, we'll see. Well, let us know.
Hey, it's closer to both of our families, so they might appreciate if we're spending our time there.
Yeah,
I'm sure they would.
So what we're doing with this whole process as we're checking out we're trying to get to all the states. I haven't been to many at all, so I'm excited about that. But then that in turn is we're going to get to see what all the states are like and where we like the most and want to live. So closer to my parents and Kenny's parents, they would appreciate more. So if he liked Georgia, they would probably both be pretty happy.
Yeah, they're rooting for Georgia.
I spent some time in Georgia, and
it's
the parts that I was in. It was extremely hot, and I didn't enjoy my time in Georgia. Yeah. I was busy jumping out of airplanes while I was in Georgia, so I was kind of miserable while I was in Georgia.
Oh my God. Yeah. Going on from that, Kenny, about jumping out of airplanes, Lucy said that she heard that you were doing something for veterans.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to clarify because my dog was barking during the video.
we're trying, and we're still going to do it. We were
going to be for this week. I got behind.
We were aiming for Veterans Day, but we literally just finished the footage like 3 days before Veterans Day. And we were going to try and get a week-long video where there was a video every day from for veterans. Because what we did is we met a really amazing man while we were in Kentucky that was a veteran, and he was on the board for a veteran, or Aircraft Heritage Park in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I have to be really careful when I say that because I get it wrong every time. And he gave us this whole tour and description of this park, and it's an amazing park. And
he stopped at each aircraft and actually explained the story of each person. So we wanted to. He said, you can edit it out. I know I talked a long time. I said, no, I love the story. So we'll just make a week long of everybody's story and then add in any veterans of our followers or our families.
We've got a lot of veterans in our family.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome project.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
We've just been working on a similar project in the video. We're not finished editing it yet, but good friends of ours, he is a veteran too, and he was stationed in the UK as part of his service. So in the 70s. So we're actually doing a video about his stories from there.
Well, tell him about your project because I think he'd find that interesting.
I think he would too. Absolutely. Lucy, there's some stuff going on in the chat.
Oh, let's see.
I'm sorry, I can't keep up on it. I gave up on trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we got it. Yeah. It's a lot.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. You're being amazing
today.
This
is wonderful.
Before we get to it, I'll just ask you guys, if you are here, just give this video a like. It really helps us out and it lets us know that you like this type of content. So that's really helpful for us. Says Roger deleted his message. Oh, Rog, put it back. It looked interesting.
I saw what it was. He recommended the book Midnight in the Garden of England.
Oh, the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Yeah, Good and Evil about Savannah. Have you read it?
I've read that one. It's a good one.
Yeah, the book is better than the movie. But that is a brilliant book. Yeah, that gives you a really cool insight into Savannah. Yeah. Oh, it's come back again now. Oh, right.
Thanks, Raj.
He says the same thing I've just said. The movie is not good, so don't rely on the movie.
Angela says that is a great idea, you guys. Jeff and I did the same thing, and I moved to Tennessee. TN.
Yeah,
Tennessee. Yep.
Back to Florida, then back to Florida.
That seems to be a trend. A lot of people do that. They move between Tennessee and Florida.
Yeah. I'd be really interested to go to Tennessee, actually.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a neat state.
Yeah.
It's a neat state.
Lots of lakes and mountains and Yeah, but it does get hot. We went to, I think we were in Savannah in the winter time, so the temperature was beautiful, but I know it does get super hot in the summer. But so does Arizona.
That's true.
True.
You have to let us know when you're in Arizona, guys.
We'll make sure it's in the winter time.
Arizona's another state that I went to at the wrong time of year. The only time I've been in Arizona, I was in Phoenix, and it was in the middle of the summer, and it was like 100 and something degrees. And I was like, why would anybody live here?
That's a good question.
Good question. Yeah.
Well, this is the time of year you want to come.
Yeah.
It's starting to get beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and the spring's lovely too.
Yeah.
It is pretty there. I will give it that. It is beautiful in Arizona. I'll give it that.
And like you're saying with the sunsets, like when I moved here, I hadn't seen anything like it before with the sunsets over the mountains. It's just like, it doesn't look real. It's incredible.
That's the way Kentucky was for us. It was like those cotton candy sunsets where it's blues and pinks and stuff. It was really awesome.
Yeah,
gorgeous. So okay, we're going to get deep and profound here. What do you think you've learned from your travels? What do you think, and from leaving your home and moving? I think you did sort of touch on it earlier, actually. Would you say there's anything specifically you've learned?
So for me, one of the biggest things that's always been important to me is I've trusted in God, and I know that no matter what we want to do, if it's not supposed to happen, it's not going to happen. And if it is supposed to happen, we're going to do it. And I've stopped being scared of things. I've been around my parents, my family, almost my whole life. So leaving like this has been really, really hard. But I'm trusting and I'm going and I'm trying to get outside of my bubble.
Yes.
And I think that's been a big thing for me, that it's changing me, I think, for the better. Is to just to go with it and stop being scared. Kenny is different. Kenny's used to traveling. I'm not. So I think that's mine. I think that's what I've learned.
I guess the
Sorry,
biggest
Kenny.
thing that I have learned is I've always been one of those people that lets stress take over with me, and I'll let stress just completely like control me. And with this, I can't do that, you know? And so I've learned to slow down when things get stressful, and I've learned to just go, okay, I need to take a breath for a minute, and I need to figure out how to fix the situation instead of just blowing up and losing my lid on it, you know? Because that used to be me. I was one of those people that would turn bright red and just all of a sudden just fly off the handle, you know? And I've gotten better at that. So I think that's been a good thing, good lesson learned for me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you know, talking of stress, you know, how do you find trying to do all of this that you do, work, you know, live the life you live, and actually run a YouTube channel?
So we've been doing this for almost a year. January will be a year. I can't believe it's been a year.
Yeah.
And to say that it's easy, I'd be lying. It's still hard. We're still trying to figure out that balance. I think balance is really important. And as long as you're continuing to work on that balance, I think one day we'll find it. But we're still not. As of today, I probably have 15 videos that I have not edited. So I'm really behind. And Kenny always says he'll help me and do it. And it's just, I got so into like doing it that when he starts to do it, I'm like, okay, what have you done? Well, this is your style, and it kind of throws me off a little bit. So I think finding our balance in it and just chilling out and saying, okay, well, today we're not going to do anything because we're always trying to go.
Because that's the thing is, I think a lot of people confuse full-time RVers with just full-time vacationers.
Yeah.
And it is certainly not a full-time vacation. We work a lot, both in career type jobs and also in managing social media. That's a full-time job in and of itself, trying to manage social media. And then, you know, a lot of the social media sites have gotten a lot harder and stricter on their followings. So, you know, it's kind of like you take one step forward and two steps back. You'll gain some following one day, and then YouTube or Instagram will say, "Oh, they didn't watch your last video. They're not they're not subscribed anymore." And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
I know. It's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah. So that in and of itself is a full-time job, and then, you know, we also work. We work a lot. Our work tends to be early in the morning. So, you know, Heather works with people outside of this country. I work with children outside of this country, and so a lot of our work schedule is early morning and late at night, and then that gives us the daytime to do the things we want to do. So, like she said, that balance is hard to find, but hopefully we're starting to find it.
We're doing okay. I was feeling overwhelmed every single day, and that's when I knew something needed to change. We chilled out, so
because presumably that's one of the reasons you left your rental to go RVing was to find a more stress-free way of living. So we've been saying recently that we've been finding our channel, little insight for everyone, we've been finding it quite stressful, haven't we?
Because we both work too, and and you kind of a little bit perfectionist as well, and it's really hard to balance everything. You know, there's a lot to do. So we're trying to think of how we for our mental health, how to actually, you know, because just lately it's got more, as you say, more intense. So we're going to have to figure out a way of still, giving out lots of material of a standard that we want it to be, but get the correct.
Well, and one thing that I have to tell myself almost constantly, and I tell Heather every now and then, I'm like, anything on YouTube or social media, nothing happens fast. I mean, and for some people it does. For some of these people that have been doing it and have these huge followings, it happens fast. For us, unless we're just going to go all in, this is the only thing we're going to focus on, nothing's going to happen fast. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
My main thing, and I think the both of our main thing is we just want to share our story. We want people that are afraid to do what we want to do, but want to do what we do. We want them to realize that it is possible. You don't have to be independently wealthy. You don't have to have this job where you're working online 40 hours a week and making, 6 figures. You don't have to have all of that. It's not cheap to do what we do, but it's not, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to make 6 figures a year to do it.
No.
You can do this on a normal salary, and you can really enjoy yourself doing it on a normal salary. There's just like everything in life, there's things that you have to give up, but there's a lot to gain from it too.
Yeah.
That's
really
well
nice.
said. Yeah. We've been joined by Big Who Art. Hello, guys.
Hello, Big Hugh. Thank you for coming.
And you guys in the chat, at home, please ask your questions or make comments too. That would be awesome if you've got something to ask the Nomadic Trio.
And if you're a YouTuber, perhaps you could let us know in the chat how you reduce stress whilst doing this.
Yes.
Lockdown travelers say money is not everything, happiness is everything.
I think that is so important.
Yeah.
I think people strive, they try and build up their careers and get more and more and more money and more possessions. But as you've just said, Heather, it was so just great just to get rid of a lot of those possessions, and it was a weight off and do something that you really enjoy.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. We found that, we can enjoy life a lot better together than we can enjoy life. What we were doing before this was we were working really, really hard to have a really, really nice house and all of this stuff. And we would see each other for all of about maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, and now we see each other all the time.
And luckily, we're that couple that doesn't get tired of each other. Well, we usually don't get tired of each other, but we do everything. I mean, since the beginning of our relationship, we literally do everything together. The only time we didn't is when we were working, and now we even work together. So that was helpful in moving into a really small place together.
Yes, because if you were a couple who didn't always get on so well together, that would be a little bit awkward, trying to get that little bit of space between.
There's no door to slam in this trailer, so if you're going to get mad, you're just going to have to sit there and talk to me.
Or it's just awkward because you can't go to another room either.
So
it's just one of those. If you can either sit here in silence or you can work it out. And we've gotten good at working it out.
Always better to work it out.
Absolutely.
Dad wants to know, what do your t-shirts say under the words nomadic?
So the t-shirts just have kind of the definition of a nomad, and it's just somebody who wanders and explores and doesn't really have a place that they call home. Home is where they go, and home is where they are. And that's kind of our thing. Home is where we are as a trio. And that's kind of where the name comes from. We don't want to be tied down to one spot. We just want home to be us. Home doesn't necessarily need to be a space. Home is us. And so that's kind of where the Nomadic Trio came from.
Beautiful. We love your t-shirts. We're kind of thinking we ought to get some t-shirts.
We'll buy
one. We love y'all.
Yeah.
I might have probably say I'm Lucy's mom. But
that would be perfect. I would wear a shirt that says I'm Lucy's mom.
Perhaps we should start a t-shirt company.
We'll start it and send you one.
There's a lovely message for you here. Lockdown travelers say, I think you guys will inspire a lot of people. I see so many people with parents who give up on things like this because they think they can't. Yeah, let me say that last bit again. I see so many people with parents who give up on things like this because they think they can't. Sorry, the writing's really little. I'm like
and we almost felt part of that.
Yeah. And
So
props to you.
For those that don't know, Elias is adopted. So when he was born, we adopted him right instantly. I mean, the next day. We were foster parents. We had fostered a little boy, and then we got Elias. So for us, we didn't think we could have children. We tried for a very long time, and it didn't happen, and we almost gave up on that. So that became our thing of, we're not giving up on anything. If something seems hard, it doesn't matter. We're going to keep going. So that's honestly the biggest reason this all happened, was because of him. So giving up on anything is not for us.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, I don't think, both of us have way too much pride to give up on anything. And so, and this was just one of those things, we sat there for a long time going, we can't do it. Yeah. And finally we both just said, why are we saying, we need to make a list of why we can't do it, and look at it and go, how many of those things are actually legitimate?
Yeah.
And then look at ways to cross those things that say we can't off the list. Because for a long time I said, well, I have to work, we can't do this just on her teaching. And I was like, I can't teach, and then come to find out I'm actually really good at it.
Fantastic.
That's like me. I thought I'd be a terrible teacher. And until I just tried, and honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever done, because I love it.
I enjoy it so much more than any job that I've ever done, and it's so much more rewarding than any job I've ever done. Before, all I got was a paycheck out of a job. Got I get feedback and comments from parents all the time where I'm like, wow, this is why I do this, regardless of the paycheck. This is why I do it,
Wow.
And
Wonderful.
That makes me enjoy life and work so much more. It makes it seem less like a job that way.
Totally. Absolutely. And sometimes I think, maybe, because I have to get up really early, like you guys. I get up at 2 every day. And I think, oh my God, I could just, I could go and work in a supermarket or something and have like a normal schedule. But then I'm like, I think I would just die inside compared to having to get from a job like VIP Kid or Out School or something like that. They're amazing ways to work, especially for someone like you guys.
And that's the thing. I think people a lot of times feel like they have to work in a brick and mortar cubicle confined space type of job, and there's other options out there. If you just explore it and you open yourself up to the idea of these different types of jobs, you can do a lot of different things. And that was something for me. I always thought that I needed to be in a corporate structured job where somebody told me what to do, when to do it, kind of thing. And I don't. I can do that on my own,
It's so freeing, isn't it?
It is.
And you have control, and you're not under somebody else's control per se. So, which is wonderful. And we've got some nice comments in the chat, Lucy.
Lockdown travelers say home is where the heart is. Isn't that true?
Yes. And Angela before said, well said, lockdown travelers. I think what you guys are doing is awesome. Enjoy your life. You only have one to live.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, what's the point if you're not going to be happy and enjoy life? You gotta enjoy what you're doing. If you're not, you're just, regardless of the situation, you're going to be miserable. Unless you find something that you really enjoy and love. There's going to be those kinds of misery. And so far, we've had stressful events, we've had bad events, but we're loving every minute of what we're doing. Even the hard times, we look back and go, that was really hard, but we learned from it and we grew, and we were able to grow from it.
That's a fantastic attitude to have. That's very inspiring. And
everyone has hard times, don't they?
You can't avoid it in life, can you? You can't just hide yourself away and it's the getting through them and knowing you can get through those hard times that's important. What are you laughing at, Lucy?
Everyone wants a Lucy's mum t-shirt. Lockdown travelers say, I'm Lucy's mum shirts would be awesome. And Angela said, I would buy a t-shirt with I'm Lucy's mum. Totally.
Okay, we'll get that sorted then. You might regret saying that. You'll have to wear them on your channels or out in the street.
Yeah.
When we go out, our next video, when we're out at, filming at a place, I'll wear my I'm Lucy's mom shirt.
Yeah. It'd be a great conversation style.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So we sort of mentioned about you guys. I think we did. Anyhow, you guys do fun challenges as well. And tell us a bit about why you started doing these challenges and what challenges you do and how some of them might have gone slightly wrong.
Well, so when we first started this, the pandemic happened right after that. So we kind of got stuck in our campground for a long time. We were there for 6 months. And we couldn't go anywhere. So we're like, okay, we still have to put out content every week or we're going to lose the little bit of followers we already have. What are we going to do? So then that's when we started coming up with things. I think my favorite one was where the no hands challenge, where you are each other's hands. Those were those, okay, I can't stop laughing long enough to make this video. You know what? That's the point of it if I'm not laughing. So I think I laughed through that entire thing. And I don't know if anybody could understand me, but I had fun. I don't even know if anybody watched it, but that's where that came from.
We loved it. Yeah.
And there is a learning moment in those videos too, because word of caution to parents, if you ever buy the unicorn pudding or the dragon pudding, it stains very bad. It stains everything it touches. My hands were red for like 3 weeks because of that pudding.
No. Just think what it's doing to your insides.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, gosh.
So that's just where that was. We had to get creative. We had to get creative since we couldn't go anywhere. So then when we got to that point of where we're like, okay, we got to think of something. We got to think harder. Now we're at the point of, oh my gosh, we have so much content. We need to calm down so we can put it all out. Yeah. We don't have time for challenges. But.
Yeah.
And talking about that balance between having a YouTube and enjoying what you're doing is we're trying to find that balance too. Because we've gone to some really awesome places. And I remember we went to, I don't think we've put this video out yet, but we went to the Corvette Museum and it was really cool. And there's a lot of really neat cars, but I walked out and I said, I don't know what I just looked at because I was looking at a camera screen the whole time.
Exactly.
And so we're trying to find that now. And since we have so much content now that we need to go through and edit, we're kind of coming to the realization that maybe we should just cut it down to, one thing a week that we go do. That's what we're going to film. And then everything else is going to be for us. And plus it's just out of this world amazing.
But that's the thing. We've seen some really cool stuff that I'm like, everybody needs to see this. But like he said, we're spending more time taking pictures, taking video than
exactly, and not being in the moment. Yeah, so that is difficult.
So last week we went to the Titanic in Pigeon Forge. I'm obsessed with the Titanic, so I was so excited. Well, if you haven't been, you have to go. But it actually said to us, we even asked if we could have privileges, media privileges. We do that and we get it at most places, even big places that won't let you video. They actually told us no. So I said, okay, well, this will be our chance. I'd like everybody else to see it, but we can enjoy it. And I did. We couldn't take any pictures or anything. It was literally being a normal person for one day. So we will have to do that sometimes.
We all have to be normal sometimes. Lucy struggles.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Don't remember the last time it's normal.
But that is a very important point, isn't it? Because you can be so, particularly if you're like a travel blogger, that you're so intent on doing your filming and your piece to camera that you're not really taking in and enjoying the everything about you, around you.
So either we have to find the balance or we have to start going to things twice.
There you go. Problem solved. That'd be good, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Might get expensive, but yeah.
Because you can sort of say you'll mention them in your video. Can we have a free return?
Yeah. Well, and that was the funny thing is when we started this, I was like, oh, we don't have enough following and all of this to be asking people for discounts or free admission and stuff. And we went to a really, really large attraction.
We won't say what.
We won't say what yet because the video's getting ready to come out on it.
Okay.
But we paid for the tickets for this place, and they were really expensive tickets. And we get there, and we had gotten in touch with them, and they'd given us media privileges to video. And we get there, and we're telling them, hey, we're here. Here's our media release and everything, and here's our tickets. They go, why did you buy tickets? Well, we thought we needed to, and they said, no, if you have media passes, you don't need tickets.
Oh wow.
I'm like, okay, Kenny, from now on, I'm doing the emails to people because Kenny's that person that's like, it's fine, we'll do it. We are not asking for anything free. I'm like, Kenny, don't even put that part in there.
So yeah, learning curve too to all of this, so
that's
amazing.
That is
good. Yeah. Did they refund you your ticket?
No, because Kenny was like, it's cool, we want to pay for it.
Well,
that would be like us though.
We would say that. We would be too
Yeah.
embarrassed to,
It's
fine. Back.
Yeah.
No,
Well, and I'm like, what if our video doesn't come out as great? What if our footage was bad? What if this we can't use? So if we knew that we were like really amazing photographers and we had a lot of good, that'd be different. But if we have something that bombs and like 3 people watch it, I'm gonna feel really bad for getting free tickets. So
we have to go back and say, take my money. Angela says, I've never been to Pigeon Forge. I have to go to Pigeon Forge. I've never been. And Lockdown Travelers say, gotta find that balance. We smash out the videos first, then enjoy where we are. You guys are saying that when you came on for an interview. They'll like do the video first, get all that done, and then explore. And Angela says, we noticed it wasn't as fun for us antiquing when we had to take the camera with us.
Right.
They have some amazing antiques on their channel, but I can imagine when you're shopping for antiques.
Oh yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is you don't realize how much you miss when you're looking through the lens of a camera, And I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm still looking at it, but you miss a lot when you're looking through the lens of a camera,
Yeah, and that's kind of a note for all of us, like in the social media age where you're like, Instagramming your food or whatever you're doing, there's nothing wrong with that per se, but you have to take a step back sometimes and make sure that you're enjoying the experience as well. I think we can all kind of take note of that.
And with that, and I guess this could be a piece of advice too, when we started our channel and even up to a couple months ago, we were all about whoever wants to follow us, let's get these random people on here just to get our numbers up so we can get up to our 1,000. And then when I started realizing how much work and how much dedication and heart we put into our channel, I don't want that. I want followers that are literally there to watch us and they enjoy watching us, because why are we doing this? Why are we putting so much into it if it's just a number, if it's just random people on our channel and nobody watches it? So, the numbers, they'll come eventually. And if they don't, they don't. We're happy with the little ones we have. We're the people that are there now care. And
exactly.
That comes back to what we were saying earlier is the reason we're doing this is we want to share our experience with people that want to enjoy that experience. And, if we're chasing a number, we're not actually following our heart with that.
Exactly.
That's so true. I feel that way about our channel. I'd rather it took a little longer, but the people who watch are people who actually enjoy what we're doing and who want to watch.
Because you can tell with a channel, who's got a lot of subscribers, and then you look at the videos and there's such a small number watching in comparison.
It's like, I see you. I see what you've done.
There's something going on there. I thought you were going to say something. I took a deep breath.
I was just going to say, it's interesting. Lockdown Travelers say, sometimes while editing, it's like, oh, I didn't notice that.
Where did this come from?
Was that really there?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I was thinking too, as you were saying all that, how lovely for Elias to have all these memories on film, you know, to watch as he gets older, and to appreciate and to pass to family and friends. You know, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's like a vlog of his life too.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I keep saying, I'm like, man, is he too young? Is he going to forget all of this? Because he's seen some cool stuff. And, you know, kids, we're not sure if they remember this early, but Kenny's like, it's on video. He can watch it later.
Yeah. Yeah, he is so fortunate indeed, because so many things, you know, looking back over the years when I was a child, you know, there's only certain things that I really do remember. And sometimes when you see an old photograph, it jogs your memory. But, you know, to have this is wonderful for him too, you know.
Yeah.
And he's gotten to experience some awesome stuff. You know, I said it in one of our videos. Like growing up as a kid, one of my favorite animals was kangaroos, and I thought I'd never see a kangaroo, you know. And then lo and behold, kangaroos live in Kentucky.
Oh,
yeah.
And so we got to go pet kangaroos, you know. And I was telling Heather, I said, I never thought I'd see a kangaroo, let alone pet one. And here he is. He's not even 2 years old, and there's video of him petting a kangaroo.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And he'll be able to look back at that and say,
tell his friends, look, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, when he gets a bit older, you're going to be cool parents being YouTubers.
Yeah. I don't know if they're cool parents, but I hope so.
I think you already are.
I think you're cool parents.
Yeah, very cool parents. Very cool indeed. Yes. And so do you plan, I mean, talking about long-term goals, do you see yourself still traveling, you know, when he becomes school age? And how do you see that going? And have you think, oh, I can't look that far ahead?
Well, I think we've done you know, when people ask us, how long are you doing this? Our answer is always, I don't know. And we're both okay with that, because I think we're going to do it until we can't anymore. Whether that's something happens with the vehicle, or that we can't, you know, where we have to settle down, or we finally find a place where we're like, you know, this is it. This is our home. Because I can homeschool. I've been a teacher for a past like first or second grade. I'm done. He can go to school, but I can homeschool him if it comes down to it, and I'm fine with that. So we're just going to go with the flow and see. We have plans for when we settle down.
Yeah, we've got plans for when we settle down. And really, I think the thing that's going to be the deciding factor in when we stop doing this is, we've always said, when it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Is when we stop doing it.
You'll know when it's
You'll
the
know
time.
when it's the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And
in the
again,
meantime,
like,
sorry, I was just going to say, in the meantime, you've got lots of adventures to look forward to.
We do. And part of this whole adventure is finding a place that we want to settle down, and finding a place that we want to put down roots. And maybe we have found that place, but there's still a lot of exploring to do.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Big country out there. And there's lots going on in the chat. So what are they everyone saying?
Lockdown travelers say, imagine the 21st video you'll be able to put together for him. Better start working on that now.
Yeah.
And Angela says they have kangaroos in Kentucky. That's really
You have
neat.
to check out our video.
I didn't know that either.
We'll put a link to that in the description as well, because that was a great one.
Yeah.
And Angela says, my kids don't like that we're doing YouTube. They roll their eyes and laugh at us.
Oh no. But are they part of it? Are they part of your YouTube?
Yeah,
I think that would make a
been on
difference.
the channel, have they, Angela?
I haven't seen them.
No, I haven't seen them. Maybe you'll have to get them on.
They'll feel cool then. They'll feel like they're part of it, and you'll be cool.
That's right. Yeah, I think she's cool. So
yeah, she is pretty cool. I like Lucy.
That's why everybody wants a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's right. And Lockdown Travelers say they won't roll their eyes when you're famous, or you make a reality TV show out of your channel. That's definitely coming.
Yeah.
And like I said, we fully recognize that Elias is the star of our show. So people don't come to watch me and Heather. They come to watch Elias.
We feel that way about Layla sometimes.
Yeah, oh yeah, Layla loves to steal the show. She's trying desperately to do now, but off.
And Lockdown Travelers say, I think Lucy's mum is cool too.
Thanks. I don't think I've ever been cool in my life before. So
Lucy, we like you too. It's not that you're not cool.
Very left out now.
which is very unusual.
You can make you can make one that says, I don't know,
I'm
what
just
would it say?
Lucy.
Yeah, I'm just Lucy.
I'm Julie's daughter.
Yeah, there you go. I'm
That's
Julie's
just
daughter.
me.
That one would be better. That way you can wear them side by side like the
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
shirt.
Be like, have a little arrow pointed.
Yeah.
I'm with mum.
Yeah. And Angela says, oh, they don't want to be on the channel.
Oh, well, that's fair
Aw.
enough, isn't it? Not all the
Yeah.
family do. Some of our family do, and some of our family don't. And some people are not comfortable in front of a
Sure.
a camera. Some people like to be behind the camera or just nowhere near it, and that's fair enough too.
Well, and we're learning that too, because we're trying to break that. Like I said, we're trying to break out of our shell and stuff, and it's kind of nerve-wracking if you're filming somewhere and there's hundreds of people walking around you, and you've got to do a part where you're talking. And
We're
you're
all
like,
trying to whisper. I'm like, can you talk louder? It's okay. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's what they think.
So when we went to should I just say it? We went to the Ark Encounter in Kentucky, and it's a really cool replica of Noah's Ark.
Ooh.
And it's really cool. And they gave us media passes. So it was a little more comfortable there because people didn't look at you like you were crazy because we had to wear media badges. So there's
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe they work for the news. And I'm like, I can get into that mindset where I'm like, okay, people just think I'm working for some TV company or the news. And it's not weird that I'm standing in the middle of the Ark talking,
Yeah.
So it was a little more comfortable there.
Yeah.
The media pass gives you like status.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Maybe
like
you should have a
We
fake
might have
one
felt a
made.
little cooler. We might have felt like it made us a little cooler, But
Yeah, I bet you did that with the
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
media,
we-
darling,
we-
let us through. Let us through.
Yeah.
We may have taken a few selfies of us holding the media pass.
Yeah. Yeah, understand that.
Amazing.
Oh, what else is going on, Lucy?
Jeff loves you, ladies.
Oh,
Oh,
hello, Jeff.
Jeff is
Oh.
Angela's husband, for anyone who doesn't know. He says, hello. Hi, Jeff. That's so nice.
Oh, that's lovely. And he was the one we were talking about. He does all the wonderful, displays. And the Christmas is
Oh,
at
yeah.
Oswald, as we said earlier. So you
Yeah.
need to check that out. Yeah, for sure.
Brilliant. Well, before we let you go, guys, we have one question that we ask to everyone when they come and do a live interview with us. If you have a question for Lockdown Travelers, pop it in the chat now, and we'll get to that after I've asked this question, which is, if you could take everything you've learned on your YouTube journey so far and boil it down into one piece of advice for someone who's thinking of starting a channel or who has just started a small YouTube channel, what would that piece of advice be?
Just do it.
Well, and I said this earlier. Understand going in, nothing happens fast. It takes time and it takes work and it takes effort. And the one thing that I always tell Heather and myself when we're doing this and we start to feel down because we're seeing the numbers not trend the way we want them to, is I have to always remind myself, you're always one video away. And that's the truth. You're always one video away, and that you never know when that one video is going to happen.
Yes.
And so, we see videos that have great views and it draws people in. And then we see videos that we think are going to be amazing and awesome. And some of those are our worst videos,
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're like I always say, we're always one video away. And I think I'll say that even when we have massive followings, if that ever happens, I'll still always say we're always one video away.
And don't compare yourself to other channels. I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
We go into this, and like I said, there's a lot of full-time RV YouTubers, and we would compare ourselves to them, and we're like, man, look at how many followers they have. And I go, but we're not them.
And we don't want to be them.
We're our own
Yeah.
people. And so, like I said, even when we get that following, I think I'll still always say we're one video away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
That's great.
That's
answer.
really solid advice. And the
Yeah.
bit about not comparing, I've got to admit, like, I've been doing that a lot. It's so easy to do, but you don't
It
even
is.
realize that you're doing it. But
Yeah.
actually, you're on your own journey, aren't you?
You are. Yeah. And that's not to say that that's not to take anything away from these other people, but
No. Yeah.
we even watch some of them, But,
yes. Yeah, I think it's good to watch and maybe get inspiration, or just see what other people are doing, because you can, not to copy them, but to get a little bit of a, oh, actually we could do something similar, but in our way, in our own unique way, because that's so important, just being yourselves and doing everything in your way, and not trying to be like other people. Otherwise it's not going to work, is it?
Right. Yeah. You don't want to be the same as everybody else.
No, quite.
Wants to watch the same thing over and over and over,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. There's room for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing I love about you guys and your channel, is you're just you. Like, it just feels like we're just coming along for a day out with you guys, and you're not putting anything on, you're not doing anything because you think it's going to get you more views. It's just you guys.
Absolutely.
And that's so refreshing, and it's so nice to watch.
Yeah,
well, that's good to hear, because that's what we want. Yeah, thank you, because that's what we want.
Yeah, no, really, you three are amazing. Yeah. Look at him now. Oh, it's hard being a superstar.
It is. It's a rough life.
Oh, he's so precious.
Oh.
Let's do one more check-in with the chat. Lockdown Travelers say, thank you, Lucy and Mum, for doing these live interviews and for introducing us to these new amazing channels. We appreciate you. Oh,
thank you.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot. And we can't recommend Nomadic Trio enough after that we've finished this interview today. Go and check them out, because they are an amazing channel and we love them to pieces.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, we feel honored to be on your page, because I said from the day I met you, Lucy, in our group, I don't know how y'all don't have millions of followers. You are the funniest people that I've ever seen on YouTube. So I really do enjoy you.
And in all honesty, there's YouTube people that we follow, but every time y'all post a video, right before we go to bed, or if we're getting ready to go to bed or lay in bed, Heather will pull her phone out and she's like, all right, we gotta watch the new video. You guys. And so y'all are one of the ones that we never miss. We always make sure that we see y'all's video, even if it's when we go to lay down for the night.
Oh, wow.
That's so nice.
That is wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, we really feel honored. That really means a lot. And you guys, Angela says, thank you all for your nice interview. Always one video away. So true. And Claudia, hello, Claudia. By the way, Claudia, not to scare you, but we're going to invite you on for an interview soon too.
Right.
That is a great message. One video away. Yeah, we all love that. And Angela says, well said, be unique. Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for coming. Hello. And Raj says, thanks. Lockdown Travelers say, cuties. I don't know if that's about us or what. The feeling it's not. Well, honestly, this has been so nice. Thank you so much, Nomadic Trio, for coming on.
Oh, and Claudia says, sign me up. Yes. Oh, who have we got next week in the chat?
Oh, yes. Not in the chat. They're actually going to be here. We have another gamer, because we're so cool now. We have gamers on.
Oh my God, we know everything about gaming.
His name's Tony. He is TTBurger88 on YouTube, and he does gaming reviews, which are amazing because he makes them so clear so that even non-gamers like us can understand them and enjoy them. He's really, really good. Cool. He's really, really fun.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
They say they watch your video before bed. Yes, we go to bed with the Nomadic Trio.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I think you want to rephrase that.
I got overexcited. On that note, should we say goodbye?
Yeah, probably.
She's gonna go post a video tonight. Make sure you tell us good night in your video, okay?
Right,
yeah. All right.
We will. Next video, there'll be a special good night message for you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. You've been absolutely
thank you,
splendid
guys.
guest. We've absolutely loved having you on. It's
Yeah.
been very, very, very interesting, and loved every moment of it. And thank you, everybody in the chat watching from home. Really appreciate you coming along and giving us your comments too. See you next time.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.